All right. The truth about the dollar is out in the mainstream media, and the dollar needs to get its act together because the world is quickly moving away from the dollar. Hello, everyone. I'm the Real Estate Ninja. Thank you to everyone that has hit the subscribe button again because they found out they were unsubscribed. I was going to do a video outdoors, but it is so crazy windy. I'll try and see if the mic picks this up. Well, it picked up the sound of the car. It's loud outside. It's like a roaring freight train. And so I'm going to hold off on going outside. We're going to talk about a story out of The Guardian. Again, it's entitled, Will the Dollar Keep Its Global Dominance? The U.S. Needs to Get Its Act Together. It says, is the dollar poised to lose its dominance of global economic and financial transactions? I personally believe it already has. The proof is every time a country has come out in the last year and a half and said, we are no longer going to do trade settlement in the dollar. Instead, we will do it either in our currency or in another country's currency. Our currency is collapsing. Why can I say that? Because a lot of people think that a collapse means the value goes down less. Well, sad thing is that's true. It is actually happening. Every time goods and services cost more, and I'm not just talking about a one-off or a two-off kind of scenario. I'm talking about we have inflation across our country. So our dollar is going down in value. It costs more dollars to buy things today than it did 2 years ago. Just go to the pump, just go to the grocery store, and they'll tell you. As a matter of fact, today's headlines out of CNBC is that the stock market is muted because all these traders are freaking out because the most recent inflation data comes out, and they're waiting for that. They're paused. The stock market's paused. All right. So the world is and has been walking away from the dollar. This is the too late kind of scenario. But does it mean that you have to run out and, exchange all your dollars for gold today? No, it does not. These are slow moving train wrecks, and that's the most exciting part about an economic cycle. Why is it exciting, Ninja? Well, the Ninja will tell you. It's because when you see all these signs and you go, okay, crap's hitting the fan, but it's like a slow moving crap, just going up there, hitting the fan and splattering everywhere. Sorry for the analogy, but you've got time to do things, all right? Because trust me, your family and friends, they don't care. All right, here we go. Russia, it says, of course we moved to Russia. That's where everybody's got to blame someone, and Russia's the boogeyman. Russia obviously hopes that they're right, given that it has been shut out of the U.S. banking system and suspended from the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Woo! You guys, you want to live life? Just do a live stream. Telecommunication. That's the acronym for SWIFT. China evidently wants to help the process along by encouraging countries to undertake transactions in yuan. And the Brazilian president, Luiz Inácio, and he's got a really long name, I'll just leave it at that, has called for the BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, to create a common currency as an alternative to the dollar. Wow! Holy cow! The Guardian, I'm reading from The Guardian, you are late to the party. I don't know if you, what do you do with your time? Okay, let me stop and explain. First off, I never read these stories before I read them to you. And it blows me away how some reporters are just getting into the game and going, this is obviously going on because Russia got kicked out of SWIFT. No, that's not true. You see, Russia and China got together in about 2012 and started this whole process. And they didn't come out publicly and start talking about it until, 2017, something like that. And even before 2017, they were building something called SIPs. Most people don't understand that. It doesn't always take a fancy suit, a whiteboard, or an editor to get the point across to people that this has been going on for quite some time. And a lot of people have been late to the game. As a matter of fact, there has been a plot to overthrow the dollar since the early 2000s. And really in earnest, it started coming out in 2017, 2018. Since then, tons of countries have signed on to the BRICS initiative, and it's a big deal. Well, let's go on to see what else The Guardian has to say about this. China's yuan internationalization campaign reflects not only tensions with the U.S., but also a desire to project power internationally with the drive for economic and financial self-sufficiency, reflected in the other aspects of Chinese policy as well. You know, I gotta sit there and remind everyone how many people watching this video saw the pictures of the billboards in China. And if you Google billboard China gold, own gold, and you'll see these pictures of these billboards that the government put up, and it says, buy gold, I'm paraphrasing, and together we will become great. We will be great. And the Chinese government actually had this propaganda, and I mean, or I could say education at that point, like, hey, buy gold, buy gold, buy gold. Why would they be saying that? Those communists. China's not actually even communist. They're still socialists. I'm pretty sure there's a weird fine line between socialism and communism. I don't know if people know that, but anyway. So they were actually telling their people to go buy gold. China has a policy of buying gold, not allowing gold to leave its country. The gold mined in its country says, hey, you're not allowed to. I guess maybe we're communists. And they go, hey, but we're going to pay you the going rate, right? We're going to pay you the going rate. You can't ship it out. And what we'll do as a government, we'll just let some gold pandas out. Not real pandas. We take those back from San Diego in a heartbeat. But gold pandas, we'll just throw a couple out onto the market. And so what they're doing is the government's buying a bunch of gold. They're encouraging their citizens to buy gold. Why? Why? Because they've got a long-term plan. There's a city, and I'm blanking out what the name of it is. My Mandarin is rough. I mean, my English is rough. But it was destroyed by the British and completely destroyed. Everyone, put the name of the city down below if you remember what it is. And it was a city of silver. It had tons of silver, tons of wealth in silver. And China never rebuilt the city. Instead, they chose to put a fence, a wall around it. And there's a sign outside. And people can go and visit this. And essentially, this is why I'm paraphrasing this. It says, never forget. This was their 9/11 moment. Because the British came in and destroyed the city, raped and plundered the city, stole all of its wealth and destroyed it and left. And they said, never forget what they did to us. For someday, one day, we will have our revenge. See, the Chinese people have something that America does not, and that is the ability to tell stories and pass those stories on to generations. They have an innate ability to look at a much broader, longer term. If somebody says the British government, not the British. Yeah, well, sorry, I take full responsibility for all the crap stuff that the American government's doing, because I'm a citizen. You know, that's another thing. We love to push off blame. Oh, that was the government, not me. Yeah, stand up and do something about it. Our country was founded by the shedding of blood by great men and women that believed in the tyrannical grabbing or the destruction of their society by a tyrannical government. And we fought. People gave their lives. I take full responsibility for what America's doing right now. I think it's heinous. And I'm out doing something about it. I'm trying to warn people to get ready. It is a them versus us. And the sad thing is, most people in the government are completely unaware of what's going on. It's become a machine. And it needs to be stopped. Well, how does it stop? Well, you take less power, make it to where the governments have less power. You go back to the Constitution. How many of you agree with that? This is taking a weird turn, but it has to be said. Look, it says right here, check this out. The dollar's single preeminence in this view is unlikely to survive a world dominated by two large economies at loggerheads, only one of which benefits from the dollar's exorbitant privilege. And it is an exorbitant privilege. We have pushed our inflation all over the world by sending dollars and forcing countries under threat that we will destroy them, kill them, if they don't use our dollar for trade settlement. We've forced our inflation, shipped it abroad, and we've enjoyed a handful of decades of irrational exuberance, as as Alan Greenspan put it. We are in a moment where it's now all coming to a head. It's all collapsing. This is what a collapse feels like. There are so many people, and I would believe them to be a simpleton because, or a moron, whatever word you want to say. I like to use the word moron because I think a moron is someone that just speaks about crap they know nothing about. They like their mockers. Mockers are morons. They're fools. They, you know, God talks about fools in the Bible for a reason. They'd rather hear their own folly and just tickle their own ears, and they're complete tools. They're complete idiots. And our world's got a lot of them. And right now, this is what a collapse feels like. And I hear people all the time like, well, your crash hasn't happened yet. I'm like, you're an idiot. Like, did you just not see that that country just walked away from the dollar? Did you not just see that that one country is no longer doing trade with us? Are you not like, this is what a collapse feels like. But this is what it was like in the run up to the Great Depression. Remember, they talk about the Depression starting in the 30s, right? The crash of 29 happened in the 20s. And then all of the run up from there were all these lower income to middle class people that thought they were just high on the hog, crushing it, making a living, not a living for themselves, like just blowing money like you wouldn't believe. That's happening right now in this country. And you see, like, I'm watching all these $1 million homes sell from, you know, Centex, Lennar, Toll Brothers, and I'm like, I go in and talk to these people. I'm like, how many of them are paying cash? They're like, barely any. It's all leverage. You know, like, these are all fake millionaires. You have the fake millionaires right now, just like you saw back in what's it called, in during the Roaring 20s. I want to remind everyone, thanks again to everyone that hit the subscribe button when they looked down and YouTube messed with them and took the D off. Thank you to everyone that hits the resubscribe or the subscribe button to make sure they're subscribed. I really appreciate it. It's insane right now how many thumbs up and how many comments and how many compared to how many views this. And I'm so excited because the people watching this, every single one of you watching this right now, are amazing. You have been such a support to me and my family. I get frustrated sometimes, and then there's other times, you know, because they're like, I can't get the message out fast enough to get ready. You know, our dollar's collapsing, and there's gonna be so many opportunities. I don't want to take advantage of all these opportunities by myself. I want to have the greatest party in the world. Like, I want all of you to succeed. That's what I want my legacy to be. They go, he raised his children in the way they should go, to be good human beings, to live life, but to give back. And then he tried his darndest to prepare the world for what's coming. And it's not all doom and gloom. It is doom and gloom if you're a part of it. Yeah, it sucks. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your house. Or you could sit there and go, hey, I'm going to start making side money and start preparing and be meek on the side. And then I'm just going to go dominate the world. I'm going to go crush it. Why don't we go put good people in command? There's a bunch of, you know, foolish, you know, egotistical freaking psychopaths in charge. Why don't we just fill the halls of government with amazing people like we did when our founding fathers started the country? Company. That's what it is now. It's not a country. It's a company. It's a corporation. Please understand how big of a deal this is. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it right there. I'm going to do a video on the Economic Ninja channel. I wish I could be outside, but the wind is just roaring. And it's like a perfect analogy for what's going on. When the wind picks up, very few people understand, oh, it's really windy outside. Well, a change is coming. A new front, a storm possibly. Well, I don't see anything. Yeah, you will soon enough, because right over the horizon or right over those mountains, that wind is actually carrying something. And 2024 is the rushing wind. Moving into this election, it's bringing a storm. And by the end of the election, that storm is going to be here and dumping in all kinds of different forms. The question is, are you getting your umbrella? Are you divesting your money? Are you making sure that you're protected? You've got everything you need, your family needs. And then do you have your plan to go out and absolutely crush it? That's my message today. I hope you have a great day. Give you a little spin the camera around as I leave. The storm's coming. I hope you guys are ready. Thanks again to everybody that supports the channel, to all the new subscribers, all the past subscribers, everyone that's resubscribing and sharing these videos, especially on Facebook, because I just want to take down Facebook by using Facebook. The Real Estate Ninja is out.